on Fox. Time now for afternoon headlines, sponsored by Ram Trucks Built to Serve. The frustration around the end of the Cowboys season has bubbled over in social media, with family members of CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and Dak Prescott all expressing different degrees of angst with their brief playoff run. Is this Cowboys social media, Nick, this drama, something or nothing?
It's 100% something. It's also oddly one of the reasons why they should have fired Mike McCarthy.
Oh.
Because it would have been, fair or not, you would have had a scapegoat, you would have had a narrative change, you'd have said, you know what, we're going to be better because things are going to be different because it was all on him, even if it wasn't. Instead, it's like we're going to run it back and hope things are different, and that's when things aren't going great or when you've had that type of devastation, you've got to, there's going to be something there. And I am here to tell you, I've said it before, I will say it again. I won't say her social media handle on the air, but you guys all have it. If my wife ever tweets something scathing about one of you two, I feel that way. I'm just letting you know. Like the idea, unless it is like, you know what I mean, a brother you haven't talked to in years or something.
It's true.
But if, if an hour after today's show, my wife tweets, I cannot stand when Greg's on the show, guess what? Greg and I ain't cool no more. And so I just can operate from my eyes when it is your close family talking bad about someone that they know you work with publicly. I just assume that they are echoing how you feel. Yeah. So I think, and whether it's right or wrong, I bet that's how Dak feels. So it's something.
Well, look, there's more than we even showed. So Dak's brother wished that Dak would leave the Cowboys. Okay, this is all within the last week. Micah's brother, Terrence, criticized Dak, criticized the fans for the Cowboys, called them clueless, and criticized the coaching and their play calling, the coach's play calling. And then CeeDee Lamb's mom wished that Dak was traded or wished CD was traded or wants Dak shipped out. So it's all of this. And look, Micah came out with a statement. Now, maybe Micah, he addressed the whole team, said basically, I ride with my guys, I believe in us, blah, blah, blah. And maybe he did that because his brother criticized like so many people. I would have liked to have seen him mention Dak. Dak's my quarterback. This is who I'm riding with. But I'll give him a little leeway on that because his brother went off on everybody. And then I need to hear from CeeDee Lamb. Like you said, I mean, if when CeeDee goes home or when he's on the phone, you're talking to your wife, you're talking to your girlfriend, you're talking to your brothers, your mom. Man, I can't believe he ain't getting me the ball, whatever. If your mom comes out and tweets that, CeeDee needs to come out, distance himself from it, say, I love my mother, but she doesn't speak for me. I believe in that.
Obvious, though.
No, it's not obvious.
I have to say, like, hey, I'm my own person. I'm obviously,
like Nick said it right.
Absurd.
Like
I
so
feel like if it's to the heat of the moment during a game is different. Maybe this is a weird thing. I think if any of this was said during a game, when, like, the players are on the field, they're watching it, I think that's
what happened to me.
And I think that's easy to I forgot that. I wasn't even why I said it. I think it's easy to distance yourself from. It's like, hey, tempers were running hot. It was passionate in the moment, not a week. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me. My sister texted during the game. I had no idea, but it did make it awkward and uncomfortable for me to go to now Aaron and be like, dude, I don't feel like that. Obviously, he knows that because we were playing the game. But this is a big deal. And I'm going to tell you why it's a big deal. And I'll point at the CeeDee Lamb one. And I'm not going to even touch on Micah and his brother talking about the money part of it, because that's even bigger, because Micah, he knows, Micah has to get paid. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb has to get paid. So there's a decision that Jerry Jones is going to have to make. But with the CeeDee Lamb one, because of what we saw on the field, one could connect the dots of CeeDee Lamb felt the same way everybody in the media was talking about Dak.
That's not fair, though, Greg.
Look, when you look at that tape, and being in the situation, there's no way his mom says and makes those types of statements, and there's no sense or no feeling whatsoever. With what we saw, the optics just are bad. He immediately was upset on the first drive. First drive.
There was something odd.
So there was you had to be going into that game with the narrative of, you bet not mess this up. Not that he said it, but
why was he even thinking it at that point?
I don't know. That's the part that we don't understand. He's having the best year of his career in the middle of an unbelievable run. But it also felt to me like the broadcast knew something was going on. Because
Well,
the
they
very
kept
first
harping.
play, they were like, something weird is going on here. But Wilds, I'm very surprised you don't think this is a big deal. Who are the biggest fans of First Things First?
My family,
Your-
my immediate family.
Not yet, your parents.
Yeah, they haven't missed a show. All the shows, and when I see them, all I do is talk about you guys.
Well,
It's annoying. And then they give me your takes. I heard that before.
Right. And so I guess the reason that's why I thought you would think this was a big thing.
No.
Because if your parents were actively like, man, something's wrong with that show today, it would mean something.
And something has to give, and I'll say this really, really quickly. When they play again, and if they're all in the same locker room, you know what happens after a game? Family comes into the rooms, and they're all going to have to see each other. That's going to be uncomfortable. And it starts with the players having to iron things out in the locker room first, and then family members, that's a whole nother ballgame.
I go Jay-Z style. If it's not directed directly at me, I don't respect it. A select group of students, academics, and people that are getting Chipotle on Friday fought and toiled and burnt the midnight oil even later to make the best historical segment in all of sports media. Again, it's an honor and a privilege. It's time for Dynasty Tiers.
Dynasty tiers. Now, there's only been a select few dynasties, so everyone listed on this is not a full-blown dynasty. They're at the bottom. They could have been or close to dynasty adjacent. Tier 5, we don't need fancy names. The Raiders of the 70s into the 80s, Washington in the 80s, couple Giants teams, and then the Bills. We will show you their resumes. These teams didn't quite get there.
The Giants
The
are
Bills
a dynasty?
Well, no, I just said dynasty adjacent, guys. These are all the
Bills
teams
never
that have
won a
multiple
Super Bowl.
championships in a short period of time. Or in the Bills' case, they of course the only team to ever go to 4 straight Super Bowls. There's the resume. They're not dynasties.
Okay,
I understand that.
confused.
I got it, buddy. I said it at the beginning. You were too busy
not
worried
all-
about
we're
this.
not all
Friday
doing
night
Greatest
Chipotle.
dynasties on there, so kind of an odd.
I'm hoping it gets
Says
back.
Tier
dynasty
4.
4 times on the graphic.
Okay, tier 4. Again, there's obviously not 15 dynasties, Wilds. Tier 4, all of these teams except one back-to-back, but it was a very short period of time. Green Bay kind of stinks for them because they were great pre-Super Bowl. The Cowboys were a longer period of time in the 70s. If they had won one more of the 2 Super Bowls they lost, they are a full-blown dynasty. Unfortunately, they could not. Now we get to the 6 actual dynasties that
Got
have
it.
existed. The 92 to 95 Cowboys, the 01 to 04 Patriots, and the Chiefs of right now. And that's pending this weekend. And so we can show you their resumes. Of course, the Cowboys, 3 titles, 3 appearances, 4 conference championship games. The Patriots, 3-3-3. The Chiefs currently 2-3-5, because again, it starts the year they won the Super Bowl. And now the cream of the crop, the best 3. The Patriots over an 8-year stretch, and the Niners over a 9-year stretch. What did they do? The Patriots won 3 rings, went to 5 Super Bowls, and were in the conference championship game every year.